Most agencies will deal with some degree of maintenance work on their managed properties, allowing the handling of minor repairs at least to be kept away from the landlord. In this video we look at how to raise maintenance jobs for attention, progress those jobs to completion by using a supplier or a contractor, and then get the landlord to pay the supplier for the work done. Let's start by adding a new job, and we can do that either from the property itself, from the maintenance menu, or just by using the plus icon on any page. I'm going to use a very simple example here of a broken window which was raised 2 days ago and needs urgent attention. So let's say it was due to be completed yesterday. I'm just going to provide some basic information here, for example its location for this example. You can usually ignore the estimated cost, but that might be useful if you have a maintenance threshold for a landlord whereby he gives you automatic approval for jobs of say up to £100, but anything more than that he wants to be consulted. You can set that threshold on the landlord record. Similarly, if a landlord is actually going to take care of the maintenance work himself, then you can choose owner will fix, and that will allow the job to at least be tracked on Elevate without raising any invoices. Once a job is created, you can see a timeline where it is sitting as approved, and you can see that it's overdue at this stage as well. Overdue jobs will also show on the dashboard as well as on the property. We're going to move this along by assigning it to a supplier. You can set these up separately or create one on the fly at the same time as raising the job. I'll just actually create a new supplier here first through maintenance, suppliers, and then add a supplier, again just specifying the basic scant information that's mandatory at this stage, including their trade. You can decide if you want suppliers to be automatically alerted about new jobs via email or text, but I'm just going to leave those unset here for now. Going back to the job view, I'll assign the job to this supplier that we've just created and then skip ahead and mark it as complete. Once work is complete, the job is no longer flagged up as overdue, but there hasn't been any invoice yet. To do that, I'll complete the last stage where the supplier or contractor provides the invoice to the agency. You can provide the job cost, and in this case you're going to give the VAT inclusive value, and optionally attach the invoice. The invoice can be automatically attached to the landlord's statement at a later date then if you wish. Click Save and the job is now marked as invoiced. Now this does two things. Firstly, the supplier is now owed that money from the landlord via the agency, and we'll see that reflected on the supplier balance in their statement. And secondly, the landlord is recharged for the cost of that job also. And similarly, that will be reflected on their balance and statement. Elevate enforces strict client accounting rules by preventing the supplier from being paid until sufficient landlord funds are available and have been allocated to the job charge. Otherwise, the supplier would be paid using someone else's money, which is obviously not allowed. We'll look at landlord payouts in a separate video, but for now let's pay the job from available landlord funds. Click through on the property charges, tick the job charge to pay it, and complete that transaction. If we go back to that job overview, you will now see that the job is paid from the landlord's perspective and money is now available to allow the supplier to be paid. Click on the supplier view and then click Make Payment. Fill in details of the payment and then save that. So now the supplier statement will show a zero balance and it will show the job and the payment. Along the way we notice that the dashboard will highlight overdue jobs. So you can see the status of open or overdue jobs via the property, and you can report on maintenance activity as a whole via the maintenance area. You can filter those jobs by status and whether or not they've been paid. So you can see how all maintenance activity within the agency is progressing at any stage. Before we finish this video, it's worth mentioning that Elevate has an integration with FixFlow, the leading maintenance reporting tool. You can find out more about FixFlow at fixflow.com, but basically any job raised via that platform can be automatically pulled into Elevate as a pending job and then can be quickly approved to raise it into the maintenance workflow without having to re-enter that information. This is a very popular add-on and a great solution, so bear that in mind.